The part of you that get in and protect you from feeling the feeling. The part of you that get in and protect you from feeling the feeling.
Hello, yes, this is your girl, Queen of Commentary, and we are back with another SoSo Shanel Chronicles. Yes, and you know this is going to be something, okay? All right, so before we get into it, you know what to do. Thumbs up the video, subscribe if you have not already, and cut on your notifications so you'll be notified. And also leave a comment, y'all. Leave a comment down below. All right, so yeah. SoSo Shanel went live and she was kind of talking about her last marriage. All right, like basically like she misses it. It's something. Let's get into it.
And not only am I triggered, everything that these feelings are triggering, I'm having to not suppress. I'm having to allow to happen. And it is making me look at what's behind the fear. It's making me look at, if I change and you don't change, not only can I not stand in your way, you can't stand in mine. And I don't know what that looks like because I'm not allowed in this process to think too far ahead. But in the moment, wanting to cold cock you is not an option.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Now, she's known for busting TVs and busting Corvette windshields. And I'm like, when she wants to take it out on other people, what are they going to do? See, she already is aggressive towards Teeth. She just said it's not an option. That means it was before. She's very volatile. What person wants to be around somebody like that? She is ruining her own marriage and playing victim. Why even say that on, on live like that? That's very embarrassing to herself. And it's very embarrassing to Teeth. I don't feel sorry for her. I really don't.
Because that part of me, although it has protected me and gotten me together, I can't use that part of myself no more. And I probably ain't making no sense because it's now we in the gray area stuff I just don't want to say. And I have learned about myself in these lives, putting myself on a live diet and putting myself on a more disciplined way of doing the lives. I have learned that I don't even got to say a whole insignificant, immature, full-blown zero communication fights. I'm just like, what I do this for?
Why did you do it? Didn't you just say you couldn't resist the connection that you and Teeth had?
But I could not resist the connection that we had. And the crazy thing is when you're doing this work, you start to identify the way you move in relationships based on the trauma that you're not processing. So now when you start processing the trauma, you start saying to yourself, would this work if I was healed? Would this work if I was a more healed version of myself? Would this work? Because you ain't have to do that. Now that's too far. For me, it's disrespect. It's hurt feelings. It's bad treatment from my children. Like, it's just some things I can't deal with as a human being for myself. It's some promises I've made to myself that no amount of love for no other person can trump. And that's crazy. And that's crazy when people are basically saying, hey, pick me over you. And I went to sleep last night. I got myself so high. I just didn't want to be, I just didn't want rest to be. Okay, so yesterday, and I've been in this with him for 3 days. And I want to be like, well, I ain't pray for it. But I said I wish that I could pray for a sign like that. I don't even know what to ask for. So I wrote in my journal, I need some kind of confirmation, but I don't know what to ask for. And I'm not crying because I'm saying I'm clear. I don't know what the monster is that I'm dealing with in my marriage. I just don't know what the monster is in the marriage. I don't.
The monster that she is dealing with, in my opinion, is greed. You had a good thing going on with your first husband, and you just, wanted more. And now you got what you wanted, and that's not enough. You want something else. Now, what that something else is, it could be another partner. I don't know. But from what I'm gathering from this episode of SoSo Shanel Chronicles is that she's very empty. She has nothing to give. Absolutely nothing to give because she's empty. I think that's it.
And it's crazy because yesterday I was like, this is frustrating. It is. It's frustrating. Lord, it's just when people tell you a lie and it don't make no sense and it ain't gotta be there, it don't even exist. They don't even know what they lying about, and they can't even process that line. You feel me? Like, and then you think to yourself, this is frustrating, but damn, it's a beautiful day. And I've eaten and I've been to the gym and I'm so grateful I had the strength to go to the gym, and I really feel like listening to some music. But this is frustrating, and I can't believe it's not taking me out. Well, the devil heard me say that I was still having a good day in spite of. And he turned the heat up on my ass last night. And I told God, I know that I might feel weak and it might feel like the devil is strong, but I know you stronger. And I can rest in that, and I'm going to go to sleep on that. And I'm going to trust that if I'm supposed to get through this, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and start the work all over again. And that's where I'm at. So now I'm sitting here like, do I go on this trip in full misery? Because we too far now to do the go on the trip and pretend it's okay thing. We're way too far. So do I go on this trip and pretend and let you feel like this must mean it's okay because she went with me? Or do I solo trip this thing? And in this transitional place, right? I talked about it a little bit before. You can't be on a journey together. You can be on a journey and somebody else can be on a journey.
Okay, let me tell the truth and shame the devil. Anybody listen to this, if you are married, yes, you can take a journey together. Yes, you have separate journeys within the journey of being in marriage, but you're taking the journey together because whatever changes one makes, it affects the other. You're one. She doesn't understand that though, because every time something gets hot, you want to jump out the pot like a crab. You can't keep doing that. When you say those vows, better for worse, that's not for anybody who's weak. You gotta mean it. Marriage is serious.
And you're coexisting together and respecting that. But if you're on a journey and somebody else on a journey and they don't understand that they on a journey, or they don't understand how deep your journey is, or they just disrespect it in general, it's tough. It's tough. And I'm not no quitter, and I'm not securities. And he knew I was cheating on him. He was comfortable. He was just like, long as you married to me and you taking care of the house. And when I left him, he was like, listen, I don't care about none of that. We didn't leave in my husband. One, it was brutal because I just told the story. It's true. It's true. It's crazy, but it's true. But it made me have to look at what I really was feeling. Shame. Shame. I feel ashamed, and not because I left my marriage, because it's people cheating and leaving and doing all that to each his own. I gotta deal with me. But it wasn't that I had left my marriage. It wasn't that I had left my marriage for another man. It's that I feel like I left my marriage for a situation that not only is it not better.
What do you mean you didn't leave your marriage for another man, but another situation? The situation had the man, and the man's name is teeth. See, she thought it was greener over there. And it wasn't, right? You found out that it wasn't. All she had to do was work it out with her husband. She said her husband was fine, y'all. Y'all got to keep listening. He said he was a good man. I'll let y'all listen. Look, this is the most confusing situation I have ever heard. And it's kind of selfish as well. She left a perfectly fine marriage for some darn you know what. Come on now. That's so immature.
How can it even be? Like, I felt ashamed. And the fear of this marriage failing in any way is a product of the shame that I feel, because it would be embarrassing and shameful to not work after such a big life-changing decision. It didn't just change my life, it changed my life, my children's life, my family life. My brothers never really spoke to me again. My sisters hate me. Like, it changed everything. That one decision to be with this one person changed my whole life, and we have to fight over. I think that my husband lives in some kind of alternate reality where if I go on this trip with him, that will to him mean everything is okay.
To be honest, I think they both are living in an alternate reality. I think Teef is feeling that he can work it out with his wife. I feel that if he feels that if he closes his eyes real tight and say 1, 2, 3, that this woman is going to change, and she's not going to change. Her alternate reality is still back with her first husband. And this isn't going to work. They have some great physical chemistry. They say they do it all on TikTok, but the spiritual chemistry is not there. And that's the sustenance of any relationship, especially a marriage. There has to be a connection spiritually. And this is not
about
it.
My ex-husband. My therapist said, if you hadn't left that marriage to pursue this relationship, would you still be together? And I said, honestly, most likely yes. Because my plan in that marriage was, I know I'm not 100% in love. I know he is a good person. But I'ma just, I'm like my dad. I got my dad in my blood. I'ma just run around and do my own thing, and I just grow into the relationship. Like, that was my approach when I was married at first. I was young. I was super young. I had 3 babies, and I didn't really want to take my babies out of that. And on a real level, I didn't think that leaving that marriage was an option for me, because I didn't think anybody would want to be with somebody that had 3 kids. That's just how I was raised. My mom like, get your man, stay with him. Don't nobody want nobody with all these kids. And it was crazy because my mama had 3 kids. She never had a problem getting a man, period. So I don't even know why I let her program me with that. That's the craziest part. So my therapist asked me, if you hadn't left that relationship to be in this current relationship, would you still be with him? And I said, damn, man, I probably would have. And I just thought that I would grow into it. So she was like, so you haven't really accepted the choice that you made. So now you got to get to why you haven't accepted that choice. Now, why I haven't accepted that choice is a whole other part that I'm still processing, that it's not time for me to really pull that out yet, because that's a deeper, darker reasoning for me. But it's going dark. You feel me? I'm in the process and it's going dark. So that's the backstory. Now, let's fast forward. Would I be happy with him? I don't know. Because it was only on a physical level and an intimate level and an emotional level. Like, I just didn't feel like he was my soulmate. But I felt like he was a good partner. He was a good parent. He was a stick-up man. And he was, he would defend me if that was what would be necessary. He was a good person. I just wasn't in love with him. So I can't say that I would not be happy, because I wasn't not happy with him. I was just a different person. I wasn't happy with him, and I was in the space where I was gaining and collecting and developing all of this trauma.